right, guys, welcome to episode 20, Browns Place Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Ryan.
All right, let's get right into it. We got a ton of stuff to talk about, so not much NFL action, so we'll kind of skip over that. But
Yeah.
NBA, a ton
Yep.
of stuff NBA. So you had the
Yep.
draft going on, and then you had free agency going on. So let's
Yep.
dig right into that because I know that this might be a long topic. So what do you got for draft? Any surprises on the draft?
No, I don't think so. I mean, kind of everyone was talking about it. It's a fairly weak draft class anyways this year. Um,
You know,
but no, I don't think there's any surprises. I think kind of went as expected. Um, the second rounder ended up getting more headlines than the first overall pick, which is pretty funny, but
yeah.
you kind of expected that. So,
The only thing that I got with the draft is and I'm sure we'll talk about this, but what about Bronny going
yeah.
55? Was that an automatic?
Yeah, I think everybody kind of knew that was going to happen.
I think that was automatic, right? 55.
Yeah.
But his teammate, who averaged 16.5, 3.5 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, where Bronny was 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists,
Yep.
was undrafted.
Yeah.
So it's kind of there's a lot of speculation on, if his dad wasn't, LeBron or whatever, but I don't know. So,
Yeah, I'm sure if his dad wasn't LeBron James, he probably wouldn't have been drafted when he was,
yeah.
if at all.
So
So,
I kind of knew that, going to that pick, that's who they were going to take.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know.
But that teammate could have been drafted by any other 29 teams too.
True.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But, they start, summer league this weekend down in Vegas.
yeah, yeah.
So,
He'll start summer league, so does Connect kid.
so does he need
First
to
round
have a
pick.
good summer league camp? Or is he going to be G League right off the bat?
I think he's already going to the G League probably off the bat.
Yeah,
They kind of already said that he's going to spend a lot of time in the G League at the beginning, kind of, develop, play more.
you're
Um,
right.
see how it kind of goes. It's kind of what you kind of do with second rounders, anyways. Unless they really, really shine, they probably are going to the G League more times than not, just because they're going to get to actually play, and it's going to
Yeah,
probably be better for them. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. I
he's going
mean,
to
it's
have a
definitely
good
more
summer.
beneficial for him to go to the G League and play than be the
Right,
15th person on the bench
right.
and
Yeah,
just
that's
sit
not going to
there.
do anything.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So
developmental wise, yeah. But
yeah,
what about all the moves?
yeah. A
So
lot of big
Clay,
moves.
Clay going to
Yeah,
Dallas.
Clay
Is
going
that
to
a big
Dallas
three?
for. No, it's not a big three. Just because
No, not a big three.
Clay's not quite, what Clay used to be. He's still a damn good player. I think people really underestimate that just because he had a
He still
horrible,
averaged 17 points.
yeah, and still shot 40% from three. I
So
think that's pretty
a
good.
down year, and he's still averaging
Yeah,
17
that's his
points.
bad year. It's just the way it ended, going over 10 in a closeout game. You never want that. So it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, and then
But
there was a whole thing of like, he lost his position, coming off the
right,
bench, and all
right,
that.
right,
But I
right.
mean, at the end of the season, you still end up 17 points.
Yeah, I mean
There's
that
starters that
there's
aren't averaging 17
no,
points. So
that's damn good
yeah,
value there. So,
yeah.
um, yeah,
So
no,
what
I
about the
don't know if it's quite a
relationship
big
with
three,
like
but
him and the Warriors? Does that?
I don't
I
think it
mean,
is really tarnished at the end of the
you
day. I
don't think
mean,
it's soured at all, or
no, I think we kind of saw it was running its course. We kind of ran its course last year with him just getting benched and everything, having to move to that role, and just the way
I
the
think
Warriors
that
were
team needed
playing.
a change anyway.
It needed to kind
You
of. I
know?
think he did too. I
Yeah,
think everyone kind of
yeah,
needed to change it up a bit. So,
yeah.
um, definitely surprising, but he earned it. He earned his chance to go do whatever he wanted to do after everything he did for that organization,
I mean,
helped do for that organization.
could have gone to the Lakers, but
Yeah, Lakers wanted him. I kind of
yeah.
wanted him. Um, he took
But smart move on his part because the tax bracket in Texas
tax, and he
versus
went
California.
to probably went
So
to a better team. So
yeah, I mean, you're talking,
they were
they were
just
in the
in the
finals
finals.
last year,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
yeah, so I
So
think that weighed it closer too was the money, and then which team is closer to going back to the
Getting back
championship
to that
level.
level.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So what other big moves? I mean, there's just a barrage of big moves.
There's a lot. Yeah,
Um,
KCP went to the Magic. That's a big move.
yeah, yeah,
They were kind of in talks to try to get Clay, but they ended up getting KCP, which is possibly better.
yeah.
Um, he's obviously won multiple times like Clay, but he's playing a
So
little more
Denver's got to
consistently than
replace
Clay.
him, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a big loss for Denver. It's a
yeah.
big, big
I
loss for
mean,
Denver because
you
now
talk about their big three, but still, I mean, it's about the rest of the team too. So I mean,
yeah, you're losing a big perimeter defender, and I think they lost Reggie Jackson too. I can't remember where he went, but I think he's gone also. So, um, yeah, you have some big pieces that you got to try to replace uh, for Denver.
Paul
No,
George,
Paul George went to the Sixers. Yeah,
Sixers.
that's a big three. That'll be a big three. Um, that's a big move for the Sixers. They needed that kind of level.
Well, I think they needed that for Embiid just because he's in his prime, and so you don't want to
Yeah,
waste his prime years right now, right?
yeah.
But
You
can
needed
that
it for
team be
Maxi.
healthy too?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, right.
um,
Because it's not like Paul George has a great track record of health.
right?
Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, him and Embiid both,
yeah,
aren't going to play 82 games.
right. I think
Um,
you try to milk them and try to get to the playoffs, and then if you get those three in the playoffs and they click, then it's gonna be tough for any team in the East. Um, you just it's who takes down Boston is kind of where it's at, um, and that's probably
is
the
that the
three that
best
could.
big three right now in Boston in the game? Brown,
Um,
Holiday, and Tatum.
yeah, I'd probably say that's the best big three in Boston. That's in
Hmm.
Boston. Obviously, they just won both sides of the floor. They're both pretty good. Jason Tatum's a little sketchy on the other side, but I think overall that's probably the best. I think you just won an NBA championship in pretty dominant fashion too. It's not like they
Yeah,
had much
yeah,
challenge on any of those series that they played, so I think
yeah.
that's probably their best. But yeah, that was a big move. Um, the Knicks made a big move, went out and got
Oh,
Mikal Bridges.
yeah.
Yeah, so now big
The,
Villanova
the
guys
whole
all
the whole
reunited.
Villanova team is there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and he's a great player because he plays and he plays
yeah.
well. He can space the floor. He's good on both sides of the ball, and that's going to be big for them. So, but they lost
But
Hartenstein, which is tough.
can they get past Boston?
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you get past Boston still. Um, it's just going to be. It's so tough to get past Boston, just all around both
I think
sides.
I don't know. I think it all revolves around Jalen Brunson, right? So I mean, if he's healthy and he
Right,
scores, that
right,
team goes. But if he's not and he doesn't score, then that
right,
team suffers. So
right. Well,
um,
I think even if he's healthy, it's about who's going to help him.
yeah,
They
yeah,
re-got Anunoby too, but he had health issues. Cal Bridges, he stays on the court pretty well, so that's good. But and Josh Hart isn't a big scorer, but they just need guys that can score with Jalen
yeah,
Brunson because otherwise he's just getting blitzed. Um,
yeah,
he's got to
yeah,
get rid of the ball, so that's the issue there. But still, big move, definitely. Yeah, and there's just been big moves all over the place. Bulls are
yeah.
still kind
Just
of
a ton of moves.
there's still
What
trade
about
rumors
moves that
around your
aren't
Bulls.
made?
Yeah, I'm
Like
still surprised. Like I was just saying with
like
the
Rose,
Bulls.
DeMarco, Rosen,
DeMar DeRozan, yeah. But I
yeah,
heard like he's not playing for the Bulls again, so he's going to another team.
or
Um,
even Zach Levine.
yeah, no Zach Levine been traded. Lonzo has been traded. You traded Alex Caruso. That was a big
Yeah,
move. Caruso to the Thunder. Um,
but what about like Jimmy Butler not being traded yet?
yeah, he's still kind of out there.
Yeah,
Curious to see where he's gonna go. There's still some names out there. Kevin Durant has been traded. There's kind of rumors of that possibly happening
yeah.
because the Suns fell apart last year. Um, yeah, I
That
mean, we'll
big three
see.
doesn't scare me.
No,
That
it
three in
doesn't scare.
Phoenix.
I don't think
No,
it scares anyone. No, it doesn't scare
I
anyone because
mean,
they're so bad on defense. It's not
yeah,
scary at all. Um, yeah, no, it's not scary at all. And that's another health issue team for sure.
yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
no, they're not scary. They still got other issues to deal with, especially in the West. The West is so tough, so
Yeah,
they're low on the totem pole. But there's still moves to be made. Lauri Markkanen's gonna be gonna be traded. Sounds like to the Warriors.
That's
Um,
what I thought. I heard him going to Warriors. Well,
and that would
they picked
be.
up Kyle Anderson.
They picked up Kyle
Um,
Anderson. They picked up Buddy Hield.
oh,
Um,
Buddy Hield, that was the other one. Yeah,
so they
yeah.
replaced. They
So
got some more shooting back. Got some shooting
yeah,
back.
and
And
he
if you
averaged
get
what,
Laurie
like
Mark,
almost 13 points per game. So
yeah,
that'll
he's
help out
career
Steph. So
yeah career 15-point shooter. Obviously,
yeah,
big beyond the arc, so he'll help. And if they get Laurie Markkinen, that's a real player right there. If they get Laurie Markkinen,
yeah.
he can space the floor and he's big, so that'll help out in their size department for sure too.
Okay.
So
Anything
yeah,
else NBA? Yeah, just a
I'm
ton of moves. I'm
yeah,
sure we're missing a bunch of other
I'm
key
sure that
players that you know
I'm sure there's
moved
plenty. I
around.
mean,
So
there's
yeah.
been guys who got extended. JT just got extended to the biggest contract
Oh
in
yeah, jeez.
NBA history. Yeah, 60 like $3 million
What,
or something like
60
that,
something? Yeah, yeah.
which is insane. But yeah, a
Who's
bunch
going to
of
be the 100
extensions.
million guy? Well, even LeBron's 2 years for 104 or something like that. That's 52 a
Yeah,
year, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, you're
Who's going to
talking
be the 100 million?
50, 60 million dollars. I mean,
Yeah.
who's
Um,
going to be the next 70 and then who's going to be
well,
80?
we'll see,
I
but
mean,
that guy in San Antonio, if he continues to grow and he stays healthy, that'll probably break a bank. Yeah, that won't be a that'll be a big contract for sure.
and then you try to get him some help too, though. Because I thought I saw some names floating
Well,
for
they just
him.
got Chris
Or,
Paul. Um,
oh, that was another one. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, they signed Chris Paul. I don't know how big of an impact that'll make, but it's a good veteran presence. It'll help.
Yeah,
It'll help everyone on that team because they're so young.
yeah.
So him with Pop, that'll be helpful. But um, yeah, I mean, there's moves going all over the place, and there'll be more. There'll be plenty more. There's still lot to do.
What about the draft? Were you surprised that it was so many not college players? There was a lot of people from Europe and France and Spain, and you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
it was a lot of outside people, which I
there
was kind of
were.
surprised about.
I think it's just because the draft class was so weak.
Just yeah,
Coming out of college, there just wasn't that much happening really with all of them.
yeah,
So I think it
yeah,
ended up being, kind of taking flyers on these foreign guys and kind of see these more foreign players coming into the league, taking over the league, trying to take over the
yeah,
league, making big impacts. Wemby, Luca,
yeah.
Joker, like all these guys are coming in. So I think why not take that chance in a weaker draft class too? It's not like you're missing out on too
And
much.
those
So
guys are way more seasoned than say like the college one and out guys,
exactly,
one and
yeah.
done guys.
They've been playing
So
pro league since they were
yeah,
teenagers. Granted,
so
it's in Europe, so it's not NBA, but still you're playing pro ball
yeah, but
against
it's
grown men.
better than the
Yeah.
college, right?
Yeah, you're playing against grown men, not just a
Yeah,
bunch of kids. So,
yeah.
yeah. So why not take the
So
flyer?
yeah, no, I mean if that's what's best out there, but
Yeah, for sure.
so yeah. All right, what else? What about W? You got some W news?
Um, Not much. I saw Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to the All-Star game.
All-Star
Um,
game? Yeah,
they're
yeah.
going to the All-Star game. I haven't been following up too much with the games recently. I caught pieces of what Fever versus Aces. Um,
20,366.
it was pretty crazy, pretty crazy. That game was close for a
20,000.
bit. It was kind of close. Well, it was
Yeah.
close in the third
Yeah,
quarter, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden,
third and yeah, then
it
they
was
just
no
started
longer
pulling
close. Yeah,
away. So yeah.
it was no longer
But yeah,
close. But
20,000 fans. And
yeah,
again, even with Fever had they were in Phoenix, and that place
mm,
was just packed too. And
yeah,
those people were staying afterwards, just trying to
yeah,
see Caitlin. But
yeah,
yeah, no, that's crazy. But you look
yeah,
at like so the Angel Reese and the Sky versus the Dream,
yeah,
3,800 fans.
yeah. It's not great.
So the whole Caitlin Clark effect. I mean, it's definitely there, right? You're
Yeah, it's
probably
definitely
looking
there.
at three times, if not double, the amount of fans versus anywhere else, right?
Yeah,
Um, and the Aces knew that's why they moved that game to you know, the bigger arena versus
yeah.
the Michelob arena that they usually do. So, but yeah, 20,000 fans. And then the other one that I wanted to bring up was average viewership. for Caitlin Clark games, 1.1 million.
Yeah.
Average viewership for the finals last year was 728,000.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, just for her games, that's where it's at right now. So,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, we've seen
so
this kind of
yeah.
stuff before. Certain players, they can impact everything.
Did you
Um,
see her comment about like she said like no veterans have helped her
no, I didn't see that.
or given her advice or anything like that?
I didn't see that.
So
No.
yeah, she came out with they were like because like Angel Reese was talking about like all the other veteran stars that have given her advice, and then they asked Caitlin like, well, no one really, no one's given me any advice. So,
Yeah.
um, but I think to play against like DT and Phoenix and beat Phoenix, that's a
Yeah.
big win and that's a big
Mm,
showing, especially facing DT. So,
mm.
and she's holding her, again, she was holding her own against like she almost had a triple double that game versus the Aces, right?
Yeah, she
One
shot the ball
rebound short.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
she did fill the stat sheet up for sure.
so what, so speaking of double doubles, which one do you value more? Do you value the points and rebounds versus points and assists? Is there one that you
Uh,
view more important than
mm,
the other?
no, I don't.
Really?
No, because I mean,
Because
assists
I
lead
think,
to points.
yeah, but I think assist is tougher because you're having to rely on someone else making that shot for you to get the assist.
Yeah, but I mean,
Rebound, you're just hanging in the around the basket, just scrapping for the ball. Not that I'm devaluating that, but
yeah.
I'm just saying I think it's way easier to get an assist because that's you can control that versus an assist. Someone else has to score on the other end.
Uh, yeah. Um, I don't know if one's
And the
harder
reason
than
why I
the
bring it
other.
up is just because, like there's the whole rookie of the year. And so people are like, well, Angel's got, the record for double doubles and, but
Right.
Caitlin's got, the points, the rebounds, the assists, and, all this other stuff that she's doing.
Yeah.
Um, but then now she's starting to get double doubles of, points and rebounds or points
Yeah.
and assists, you know. So that's like, so if they're going to hold rebounds and points versus points and assists, does one weigh out versus the other? And that's what my question is.
I don't think so. They're two different. You also have to think about the roles too. Caitlin Clark, yeah, she'll get rebounds because she's tall. She's a tall guard. Um, but she has the ball in her hands all the time, and she's going. They expect her to pass. She's a great passer. Um,
Yeah,
I don't think you want Angel Reese passing the ball that much or taking the ball up court. You want her rebounding and scoring. So they have different roles. If you ask me who I think should win Rookie of the Year, I think it should be Caitlin Clark right now. Um, but
does placement of the team?
I was just about to say, if the Fever end up being the worst team in the league or something like that, and Skies go and end up becoming in the playoffs, and Angel Reese is still balling, then my opinion will change, and vice versa. If Sky tank and end up being terrible, because I don't think they're that good either. If the Sky
No,
tank and end up being pretty terrible, and
because
Fever
I
just
think they're
jump
both
up,
teetering like eighth and 10th right now. They're
yeah,
kind of
like
flip
they're
flopping.
neither one is very
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
So it goes both ways. Whichever one falls off, and if
Well, and
one of those players can help their team win more,
that's what
then I think that's the rookie of the
Yeah,
year.
that's what Monica McNutt was saying on First Take is that the reason why
Yeah,
she would lean more towards Reese was because they were in the A spot for the playoffs and the
right. They're
Fever
slightly
weren't
better,
this year.
right? Yeah,
You know, but she could go either way. But like right now, I don't know what the standings were, but I think it was flip flop now. So I think
yeah,
Fever were in that eight spot. So again,
yeah,
going back to the viewership thing, so WNBA season to date, all networks, Caitlin Clark games 1.184 million,
yeah,
all other games 420,000. Okay,
yeah.
and all games last time this year was 300,000. So it's up,
So they're
right?
up. Yeah, that's
So
good.
300 versus the 428. But
Yeah,
then you look at hers is almost triple
yeah,
of everyone else is. So
Right.
definitely Clarkonomics and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, great
She.
players, you know.
The other thing is she's got to shoot more. She can't be shooting 9, 10, shots a game. She's got to
Yeah.
be shooting, at least 16 shots, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
because I mean,
that team's
there's some
terrible.
games where, yeah, and that's the other thing. There's some
So
games where
stop
she's only
passing the ball.
shooting
Yeah.
10 games or 10 shots, but then she's also showing some frustration when like her other teammates shoot the ball and then they don't score, and so she's standing there with her arms throwing her arms up. She's kind of got to taper that down a little. I mean, you don't want to be showing up your own teammates.
No, not
So,
especially as a rookie. You
right.
gotta
And I
limit
think that's
that.
just her competitiveness, but
Yeah.
you still, I mean, you don't want to show someone up.
No.
That would
No.
that would
No.
be like your pitcher yelling at your second baseman or right fielder for not catching a fly ball or something like that. You
Yeah.
know,
No. You can't. You
but
can't do that.
um, but yeah, definitely she's got to shoot more than 9 times a game. I mean, that's just not gonna cut it. So, all
No.
right, what else for W? Anything else, W? They're coming up on. I think they're halfway already. Um, and then they got
Yeah.
All Star
Well,
break, and
Liberty's number
then
one right now. They've only lost three
yeah,
times, right? It's pretty
yeah.
insane. So pretty
So,
dominant team right now.
um,
But
and Vegas right now is losing the Sparks right now by 9. So
right. And Sparks are terrible. Yeah.
yeah, so you got yeah, I think another week or so left, and then they got the All Star break, and then you're gonna have the Olympic break too. So they've only
Yeah.
got maybe a couple weeks, in July to play still. So
Yeah.
that'll be a big break. So what about the All Star roster? Did you have any problems with that?
The WNBA All Star roster.
Yeah, WNBA All Star.
I didn't see the full thing. I just saw that like Angel Reese. I saw like the basic people: Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark,
Yeah,
Asia,
yeah.
obviously. I think I saw
No, not
Stewie.
Asia.
Asia wasn't on the
Cause
All Star roster.
no, because they're on the Olympic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the rest of the team.
So yeah, like I think what they're doing is like the WNBA players will be facing the Olympic players. I think it was. I thought I saw.
Oh, I thought it was like U.S. versus the rest of the world.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
On
okay.
that. Yeah, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. I thought I saw the WNBA All Stars versus Women's Olympic team.
That's gonna
So
be a terrible game. They're gonna crush them. The
yeah,
Olympic team's gonna crush them. It's gonna be a terrible game.
yeah. So all right. So that's it. WNBA, MLB. What do you got for MLB?
Um, Not much. I mean, still in the thick of the season. All-Star break's also coming up on that too. Um,
Another not next week, but the week after. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
And trade deadline's coming up less than a month,
yeah.
so some moves should start to happen. You kind of hear some rumors here and there, but nothing too crazy. The NL is absolutely jam-packed with mediocrity at this current moment.
Well, and that's what I was
There's,
gonna say. So those teams that are like on the bubble for the wild card, do you
yeah.
sell or do you buy?
Well, for me,
I mean,
and having
if
one of the
you're
teams that's
you're
on the
you're
bubble,
on the well, Giants are always on the bubble, right? So you
right?
either buy and try to
Yeah,
get in, but then you don't make it, and then
yeah,
what? Or you sell, but
right.
then you're pretty much washing the season away by selling, right?
Right. My only
So
thing is, I don't remember a time where we bought, and I no don't remember a time where we sold either. We always end up being very static in our trade deadlines, apart from the Chris Bryant trade, and that was the last time that I remember us buying, and we made the playoffs and blah blah blah.
you know,
Apart from that, like last year, we signed AJ Pollock or traded for AJ Pollock. That was an
that
irrelevant
was a
move in every way.
blockbuster trade.
Exactly, yeah. So I have never remembered a time when the Giants have sold, and there's been times where I thought they should have sold probably, with Buster and Crawford and stuff like that, and they didn't sell either. I'm somebody that always wants them to buy because they're always on the fringe, and I think buying can impact not just the play of the team, but also just morale and the clubhouse as well.
Yeah,
When you show that you're into buying, But, you know, the wise thing to do and when you're on this bubble and there's all these teams is probably sell and get what you can and restart for next year. Um, it's probably a smart thing to do, but who knows?
So, like the Cubs,
Yeah,
obviously
you
we're
guys
on
are heading the wrong
a
direction.
downfall.
Yeah,
We've won 2 games in a row, so, but we'll
yeah.
see.
Justin Steele's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, we got the Angels this weekend, but then we got Baltimore and then St. Louis on the road next week before the All-Star break. But I
yeah,
did see a thing that said versus 85 games this year versus 85 games last year, and as bad as we are this year, we're only 1 game worse than we were last year at the
yeah,
85
yeah.
game point.
You guys went on a huge run last
So,
year and kind of got back into
I
it.
mean, yeah, so it can still be done, but yeah, no, definitely we're a bad team. It's just we got
Yeah,
5 guys batting under 230.
yeah, yeah. That just does not cut it. Yeah,
So that's just not going to cut it. So,
no,
and I looked at like the Braves or like the Phillies. Some of those guys. Those teams only have like maybe 2, maybe 3 guys under 230. We have
yeah,
5. So we
yeah,
got you know 5 guys that can hit, and then 5 guys that can't hit,
yeah.
and that's just killing us. So,
Right,
um, let's run through the rankings real quick. You got Baltimore in the East,
right.
Cleveland, and then Seattle in the West. In the
Hmm.
National League, you got Phillies, Milwaukee, and Dodgers.
Yeah.
So, so I don't know. I heard a thing that
It's
Dodgers were favored to win over the Phillies for a World
Yeah,
Series.
I don't think so. Not right now. Um, Maybe fully loaded. Yeah, probably. I could see that. Um, but the Phillies fully loaded too are still pretty damn good. And they're missing two big guys right now. They
Yeah,
just lost Schwarber and Price. So,
yeah.
um,
And we lost two
yeah,
out of
I don't.
three with either of those guys. So I mean,
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty neck and neck. That's going to be if they end up matching up. That's going to be a hell of a series. Um, going to be an explosive series, big stars on both sides, so it'll be a fun one. And that's not to mention who they're going to trade for. I'm sure the Dodgers will trade for somebody, and the Phillies will trade for somebody too. So,
so overall, Phillies have the best record.
right,
Phillies, Baltimore, Cleveland, and then Dodgers,
yeah,
and then Yankees. So,
yeah,
um, so yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure both of those teams are going to probably be adding at some point.
oh,
But
I'm sure they will be making moves. They both have center field needs, so
yeah,
there's a big one in Chicago that I'm sure they're probably looking at. So,
yeah, his name's on there. And then I saw they were talking about Seattle maybe trading for Nico
wow, really?
because they
Okay,
need a second baseman.
yeah, they don't have a 2B. Oh, that
But
could
then the
happen.
Cubs, are you trading Nico?
Yeah, he's young still, right? He's still pretty young. Is he under control too? Don't you have
Yeah,
control
two
over
more
him?
years.
Yeah, and he's obviously a Gold Glover. He's not hitting that great this year, but
No, you're not hitting that great. But
and I think he's not stealing that much either. He's a little
no,
hobbled
because he's
still with
not.
that
No,
hamstring.
because he's not hitting. He's not hitting, so he's not
Yeah,
stealing.
so
So
he's not getting on. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, if I'm the Cubs, I'm really the only person I'm really trading is Cody. That's the only one that I could imagine trading right now is Cody. Um, because you'll get something for Cody. He's your best hitter. Maybe and Morel too. I'd probably trade them those two. Um,
well, Morel's hitting 200. So I
yeah, but
mean,
he's gonna hit 30
but he's
home
got
runs
15
possibly.
homers. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You'll still get something for that. I think those are the only two. I can't imagine trading Nico with control. I can't imagine trading Dansby. You just signed him last year.
Ian Happ.
I could maybe see Happer. He's got no more control, right? I could maybe see
He's got
Happer
2 more
getting.
years. He's got
Oh,
two
he's
more
got
years too.
on
Yeah,
his contract, right? On his contract.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I could maybe see Hap maybe getting traded too. You'll get something. He's got power. Gold Glover.
yeah. and he's hot right now. He's you know
Yeah, he just tore the
got like
Giants to shreds last year or last week. Yeah,
yeah
so he
yeah
was a
no
beast.
he's on fire right now. So
Yeah,
um, but yeah, I think I mean the next couple of weeks obviously, but
are
if
decisive.
he can get
Yeah,
on a run, but I don't know if we got too many teams to jump, so I just don't see it. So
that's the issue right now.
um,
There's just so many in the wild card hunt right now. It's
yeah
gonna be
yeah.
too close.
So all right, what else you got for MLB? Anything else MLB? Oh, I do have
No.
something for MLB, and this is kind of not MLB, but kind of MLB. And
What did you
have
got?
you seen Derek Jeter's dating diamond?
Oh yeah, of course. It's insane. It's incredible.
And again, we don't want to disrespect, we're not disrespecting any females or anything like that on the show, but we're just saying that the
No, it's not even
level
about that.
that,
It's just
yeah, I mean, who he's
the
dated
level of
and, or
stardom
who's
of
dated
people that
him.
he's. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So Mariah Carey,
yeah,
Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Vanessa Manillo, Scarlett Johansson, um, Adriana Lima,
hmm
Jordana Brewster, Tyra Banks, Minka Kelly, and his wife right now, Hannah Davis.
yeah. It's it's all just A-listers right there across the board.
Is that not
It's pretty
Jesus?
it's pretty impressive. But that's Hall of Fame shortstop for the New York Yankees. You kind of
I, it's a win-win for everyone,
it's
I
a win for
guess.
both parties. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Both parties are
So
probably pretty happy
yeah,
with that. So
yeah. No, good for all of them. No, I
yeah.
didn't know if you ever saw that, but yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah, no, it's
I ran across that and I was like, holy shit! I didn't
probably
realize
amongst everyone who's ever dated anyone. That's probably the best of the best
he's
right
got to
there.
be
I don't
up
know.
there, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know who's really ever dated anybody
eh.
as big as all of those people throughout their lives. So yeah,
All right. What else? MLB tennis.
yeah.
Some tennis. You
Wimbledon
got
going on
Wimbledon
right
going
now.
on right now. No
Yeah,
Sabalenka. She had to pull out.
yeah. She had to pull out because of an injury.
So her
Um,
shoulder. Yeah.
there was already a firework match that happened today with Alcaraz and Francis
Yeah.
Tiafoe
Yeah. He went
just in the third round, which
five
sucks.
games on that one.
Yeah, it went five
Yeah.
sets. It sucks that it went three rounds.
Yeah.
Alcaraz he almost folded.
Yeah.
Tiafoe almost had him, which would have been huge. Um, but yeah, that was a great match. And yeah, we'll see what happens these next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, but this is one of the best events of the year, if not the best
Yeah.
event. So,
Yeah. What else tennis wise? That it for tennis? And then what about soccer? You got any soccer news?
yeah, Euros and Copa America are still going on right now.
Yeah, with the men's losing in Copa, one
Yep,
zip.
as I was just about to get there. Yep, and they'll be talked about later too. I have them on my
Is that
list.
yeah? I'm sure you do,
They're
but
on my
because
list.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God, is that? Are you serious? Is that the best?
Yeah,
We're the United States of America, and that's the best
yep.
we can do. It's kind of like the politics. Not that we get into politics, but
Hosting our
is that the best
tournament.
we can
Yeah,
do?
it's hosting the major probably it's the second biggest international tournament apart from the World Cup.
Yeah,
Maybe third, I
and
guess, if you're excluding the Olympics, or including the Olympics. So, and we're
yeah,
host
that's
nation, and we fold out of the group stage. Yeah, no, that was
yeah,
pathetic. But overall, both competitions have been incredible to watch. Crazy atmospheres. There's more crazy games that just happened today. Canada just won on penalties, um, and so they're off to the semifinals. But they're starting to wrap up, so they'll wrap up. I think at the end of next week they'll be done. Both competitions will be done, and then Olympics will come in a couple weeks
yeah,
later, um, or like a week or two later, and then yeah. But it's been fun. It's been fun. No, yeah, I got plenty to talk about with the men's soccer team though. They
yeah. I
played
figured you
terrible.
did.
They didn't really play that bad. They didn't really play that bad against Uruguay. Uruguay's an incredible team. Um,
But
they
one
fought hard. They only
zip.
lost.
I mean,
Yeah, they fought. Well, Uruguay's just they're tough. That's a tough team to break. But the game before that was pathetic.
no.
And the game before that wasn't very good either. So, yeah, plenty to talk
Okay.
about with the men's.
All right.
We'll
Well,
get
save
there.
your rant.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
save it.
anything else sports wise? And I want to
Uh,
say.
Is
No
golf going on?
golf.
Golf is happening right now. Yeah.
Uh,
They have what is
what's
happening
going
right
on
now?
right now? Is it
It's
John Deere?
John Deere. Yeah, John Deere.
John
John
Deere.
Deere playing right now. Um, I didn't see many big
You get
names though.
the
I think they're all kind of prepping
no,
for
yeah.
because
Um,
the what is it? The Open is coming up just
like the 18th,
just a
19th
couple
or
weeks.
something like
Yeah,
that,
just
or
a couple
yeah,
weeks,
yeah.
right?
Because I think
So
next week is the Scottish Open,
yeah, and
and
that's
then the
where
weekend
more people
weekend
will
after
play.
that,
Yeah,
yeah, weekend
and the
after
weekend
that
after
is
that.
the Open. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So they're
so
kind of getting ready for that. We're gonna see Scotty's gonna go out to is it England this year. I think they're in England at Liverpool. I think it's Royal Liverpool or Royal Troon,
yeah,
whatever it's called. Um,
true, true, yeah,
Royal Troon. So
yeah.
see if Scotty's gonna go out and try to dominate that one too. See what
Who
happens.
won that
Or
last year?
Bryson's
Was
gonna
it
crush it.
what's his
Won
name?
the Open.
Right? Yeah, lefty,
Yeah,
Brian
it was Brian
Harmon,
Harmon that
Brian
won last
Harmon,
year.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like a. Is there a player that play? I mean, because it's still kind of links golf, even though it's Troon, right? So I mean,
Right.
but is there a player that's more set up for that, or like is Scotty a player that is set up for links, or is he set up for regular, or is like Bryson a links guy, or I don't know, you know?
I think it could suit all of them, especially the top players right now. I think accuracy is big. Brian Harmon's a really accurate player. He's also got great short game, so I think that's why it kind of paid off. We've seen that before, like Shane Lowry. He's a
Yeah,
very accurate player as well. Cam Smith, uh, great short game. So it tends to be those guys that can do everything around the hole or around the green, around the surface. So I think we'll see, but I think Bryson could do it for sure. I mean, he could bomb the driver all over that damn course at
yeah.
Links Golf Course. So who knows what's gonna happen there? Scotty's a stick. He'll be
Scotty's
in the
got to be
running, I'm
favored,
sure.
I'm sure, right? Yeah,
I'm sure he is. Yeah, he'll
yeah.
be all over everything. He'll be in the mix. X2,
So
I think
if there's
Roars will
like
be
one
there.
tournament that Rory has to win, would this be the one?
Like for his career or just
Yeah, just
no
like
for
right
his
now. I mean, like in the
for
near
his career
future,
he needs to win a Masters. He
or
needs to win a
Masters. You
Masters.
think?
Yeah, he needs to win a Masters. But if he goes out, he could definitely win an Open. And he's playing. He hasn't finished well. He's not closed things out, but he's playing good golf.
Yeah, but he's
Um,
still playing.
he's
He's
right there.
top five, or I mean, he's still in
Yeah,
contention.
he's
So it's
still
not like
there.
he's not,
Yeah,
making the cut or anything like that.
yeah.
So,
I think the
um,
expectations for Roars are they're just so high. He's expected to go out there and win, because he's such a great player. But it's not like he's sneaking it up, missing cuts and stuff like
yeah,
that. He's
yeah,
he's
yeah.
competing with the best of them. So
What he's
he'll
second in
be.
the world, right? I mean, he's right behind, or not right behind
Is he
Scotty,
is he
but I
two
mean,
or is X two
I
now?
think he's two. Oh, I don't know. I thought
I
Rory
think
was two.
I thought X
Did
might
they
have
flip
jumped
flop?
him. I thought X might
Maybe.
have jumped him. Roars might be three, but I could be wrong. Roars might be back up to two after U.S. Open. Um, but anyways, yeah, no, I'm sure he'll be in the mix though for the Open. He'll be ready to go. He also loves
Yeah,
playing in the UK, so UK
yeah. I mean,
Ireland, so
he
he loves
won
playing
the
there.
Scottish Open last year, so
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
his. So,
So
you know,
he'll be ready
that's a
to
good
roll, I'm
tune-up
sure.
for him. I think it'll be good for him to get back out there. You got to get back on it. You can't just hide forever. You
No,
lost, you
yeah,
move on. You know,
yeah,
I think he needs a good showing though. If he misses
yeah.
a
You got to
cut
bounce back.
after this
Yeah,
loss, I
yeah,
think that's bad. So
yeah,
he's got to have a good showing. So,
yeah,
um, and then I think that'll die everything else down. People kind of forgive and forget type of stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, if he goes like on a spin, downward spin, then it's kind of
Yeah. Yeah, that
bad news.
it's tough
So
to lose that way, but you can't let that just ruin your game. You still you finished second. You could have
yeah,
won. You probably should have won. Your game's in the
yeah,
right place, so it's
yeah,
just got to bounce
no,
back.
definitely. So and then Nelly, she had to withdraw because she got bit by a dog.
Yeah, she
And
got bit by a dog. Yeah, that's crazy. But she'll be at the Olympics, right? She's still on the
yeah,
Olympic roster
yeah,
for now, so
yeah.
I think she'll be back for that. But yeah, she got
Her,
bit by a dog.
Rosang, and Lillian View
Yeah,
are on the
yeah, yeah,
Olympic
yeah.
team. So
Yeah,
good for
so
them. So
I'm sure they'll dominate.
um,
Be good.
yeah. So all right. Anything else sports wise? I think we're missing some stuff, but I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it for
NFL,
sports. That's all I got.
MLB.
Yeah.
Okay. Entertainment. What do you got for entertainment?
Um, Not much, really. There is I don't
What
know if
about the
this is really
Benefer?
entertaining.
Well, I got something for entertainment, and I'm sure this was probably you're going to bring up, but
Yeah.
Benefer still
What's
like on
happening with
again,
them?
off again. And,
Oh, are they?
now she's out in public with her ring on. Before she was in, not being
Hmm.
seen with the ring. He moved all his stuff out. They're selling their big house in, you know, Beverly Hills, but who knows what's going on with those two.
Yeah,
So,
who knows?
and then Horizon is out or coming out this month.
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin Costner's
Costner's,
big movie. Yeah.
big
Um,
movie.
it's kind of like
So
it's really a TV show. But yeah,
yeah,
it's
because
split into,
it's like what do they say, Saga One or something like that. So it's like
yeah, I
a
think it's like
part
split
one of
into like
something. So
four parts.
yeah,
And
so
it's like a 3 hour movie. So it's really like a TV show.
and
But
then
yeah,
I guess
that'll be
it's
exciting.
official that he's not coming back to
Yeah.
Yellowstone. He said so.
He's out of
And that
Yellowstone, which is not good,
I don't like
in my
that.
opinion.
I wish they would have ended that the right way. I mean,
Yeah.
between him and Taylor Sheridan, it's just do what's right for the viewers and not you
Yeah.
guys squabble your guys' beef, some way, somehow. But I mean,
Yeah.
end the show the right way. You know, you're
No,
gonna
I
end it.
agree.
So,
I
what
agree.
about Haktua girl?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, she's been found. She's been
So I
found.
mean,
She's been an internet sensation
since
the last couple weeks.
Jesus, just 21
Yeah.
years old and just riding the wave, and now she's moving to
Yeah.
LA and she's gonna be doing the shows and
Yeah, she's
podcasts and
got
all this
merchandise
other
and
stuff.
podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she did the trademark for the Haktua, and
Yeah, I
Shaq
mean,
was hanging out with her and giving her advice, and
yeah.
it's like, geez, just by
Yeah,
a five
good for
second
her.
clip
Just
has got
yeah,
her
just
on the map.
yeah, just messing around ended up getting her completely
Yeah,
famous and changing her whole life. So good for her. Just a little country girl, whole life
yeah,
just
yeah.
up and changed all of a sudden, just like that. So it's pretty cool. Good for
But
her.
that's just crazy that you do a 5 second interview, you say one thing, and that just
Social media,
blew the shit up. And I mean, just
social
you're
media can
talking
change everything. Yeah,
21 years old, having probably hardly nothing to now you're just raking in the cash, you
yeah,
know. So it's
just
just
like that. Whole world can
unbelievable.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So and I didn't know if that was entertainment. I guess it's entertainment, but I mean, no, she's been doing like the concerts and yeah, she's just blowing up right now. But yeah,
yeah,
just have a good team around you. That's all. I mean, that's what
yeah.
Shaq's advice was. Is, you know, people are going to come out of the woodwork, so just have a good team
Right.
around you. So,
Yeah.
um, that's where it's at. So, all right. If you don't have anything else for entertainment, let's get into our segment of "Got to Be Better."
Yep.
And I know you're going to go on your soccer rant, so go ahead.
I won't go on a rant. I'll try to tame it. But yeah, U.S. men's soccer team, they're just terrible. They're just completely terrible.
But
And
they've
the
been
reason,
terrible.
yeah, but here's the thing though. The reason, yes, they've been terrible. They've been terrible pretty much forever. Um, but
I
the
can't even
issue
watch them.
is, yeah, they're terrible. But the issue is, this is supposed to be our supposed golden generation, for U.S. men's soccer. And I don't know where that's coming from. I think it's because of the talent that we have and the young, well, they were young, but the somewhat young players that go out and play for in major leagues and major teams, um, across the world. But they are terrible. They never get any good results. I don't understand why they're considered golden. Their coach has to go. They're going to make a decision on that next week,
Well,
apparently.
I think that's a
Um,
that's a given.
and he should have gone after the World Cup, and now he's going to be gone for sure. He's terrible, and it's just such a terrible look when you are the host nation and you get
Yeah,
eliminated
I
in
mean
the group
that's
stage.
definitely
That
when you're the host nation. I mean that's when
that
you.
can't happen.
Yeah, I mean,
That absolutely can't happen. And now you have a short turnaround time for 2026, where the next World Cup, where the U.S. is hosting again, and you better not get out of the group stage at the U.S. World Cup. That can't happen again. It can't happen.
I
But
don't
they're
see them
nowhere
getting
near.
back. I mean, do you see that like right now? Would you see
No.
them getting back? No, not at
Well, it would
all.
depend on the group, but no, I don't see it. The level right now amongst these other countries, it's so high that the U.S. is just nowhere near it. As they never
Could
really
the
have been, but
could the women's U.S. team beat the men's U.S. team?
no, I don't think that. In actuality, no, I don't think that. Um, and the
I'd like to
women's,
see it though.
yeah, me too. And the women's have a big test also, in the Olympics. They need to bounce back after their World Cup loss. Um,
Well, they've got a new coach this year too. So I mean,
yeah, and they got a good
yeah,
coach who's
yeah.
hopefully going to change their whole dynamic. I guess we didn't talk about that. Alex Morgan, she got left off the roster.
Well,
Um,
that was easy. That's on my list.
that was a big thing.
So
But yeah, no, they were terrible. They just didn't play well. They had no intensity. Not against Uruguay. They actually played well against Uruguay. Um, they didn't get the result, but Uruguay is just an incredible team. But the game before against Panama, losing that game was
yeah,
completely despicable. It should have never happened. So, and that's what cost them. But
yeah.
anyways, yeah, that's that.
So yeah, so sticking with the soccer, yeah, Alex Morgan not making the women's um, Olympic team.
Yeah,
That was on my list. You,
really,
I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean,
it's the right call.
you think it's the right call?
Yeah, she's not better than the forwards that are younger and are currently there now. She's not better. She hasn't played at that level. She didn't play at that level at the World Cup either. And you're not keeping out So Smith. You're not keeping out Trinity Rodman. You're not keeping out Jaden Shaw. Um, and Lynn Williams has to be reserved because she's so dynamic too. So they're all playing better than Alex Morgan right now.
Huh?
It's difficult because of her experience and how iconic she's been for the U.S. team all these
Yeah,
years. But they have enough experience already on that team. They have Lindsey Oran still; she'll be there. Crystal Dunn will be there. You have experienced players already to where you can make it through. And after their last World Cup run, you needed to make a change. And this is, it's a new order coming in right
yeah.
now. So I
All
think it's
right.
the right move.
Okay. I was
It's
just kind of
shocking, but yeah,
surprised about it, but yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
I figured it would be like a, Diana Taurasi on the, on the women's side for basketball. I mean, you're not leaving her off,
And
right?
I would have said they should have left her off for Courtney Clark, but you
So,
know,
but
it's
I
it
was just
just depends.
surprised about it. What else you got for on your list?
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I
Uh,
won't get into anything else. So
okay. I got WNBA, the 10 o'clock Thursday games in the morning. Why
that's
are
a
you
terrible time.
having Why are you having 10 a.m. games on a Thursday morning?
I don't know.
And
I
it's
can't
not like
imagine
during
many
a.
people are
It's not like
watching.
a. It's not a holiday. It's like a regular during the week 10 o'clock game Thursday morning. Is
Yeah,
that?
that's a.
I
I
mean,
don't know. I can't imagine many
you
people
want
are watching. Like I
viewership and
said.
you want attendance.
Yeah,
How is that helping? So,
yeah.
and I've seen a couple of those so far. This one we kind of already talked about Caitlin Clark and her body language when stuff's not going her way. I think she just needs to try to make sure that that's not so much expressed.
Yeah, it's a youth
Um,
thing. It'll get better.
yeah, um, Fever. What was it? Average Caitlin average Iowa 23. Oh, I don't know what that was. Um, Joey Chestnut and the
Is that on your list?
Nathans. Yeah, that's on my list. How do you
Yeah,
get
it's a pretty big deal.
endorsed? Because you're that is a Nathan's hot dog competition,
Right.
and you go get sponsored by someone,
By
a
was it
competitor.
Frank's? It's Frank's, isn't
It
he?
was some, I don't know, some where it's more like I don't know, hot dogs aren't, you know, whatever. They're more vegan or whatever it is, or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
healthier choice or whatever it is. But,
Yeah.
um, and then, so you're not part of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. The best ever.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you go from that knowing? that if you sign this deal with this other hot dog company, you can't be surprised that you're not going to be in the Nathan's hot dog company,
Yeah. Yeah.
competition. So he's on my list. Boxer Ryan Garcia for racial slurs.
It just came into my head that yeah, he needs to be on this list. Yeah, good. I'm glad you
He needs to be on
included
the
him.
list, and he needs to be. I mean, talk about a
Yeah.
downward spiral. He's on
Yeah,
a
he's
downward
just
spiral.
he needs to seek
So
help. He clearly isn't
yeah,
mentally there. Um,
um,
yeah,
with the
for sure.
PEDs, and then now with the whole racial slurs, the whole trouble with the law and everything else. So someone's got
Yeah.
to reach out to him. But either way, I and you can't use mental health as an excuse for racial slurs. So you
Yeah.
gotta, and especially someone who is your ethnicity isn't, you know, you could be called a racial slur, right?
Yeah, he's
So
yeah.
you don't want
He's
to be
a
throwing
person of color
stones.
considered
So
too. So yeah.
exactly. So he's definitely on my list, and I think he's pretty much got to go. So
He
um,
pretty much is, yeah.
and
This is kind of wraps
yeah,
on it right now. So
Texas A&M college baseball coach.
what happened there?
So they lose the World Series to Tennessee,
Right,
right?
right, to Tennessee.
And then in the post conference, one of the reporters asked him about, hey, there's a rumor about, you going to Texas and blah, blah, blah. Did you want to address that? And he just ripped the reporter, saying he's selfish for answering that question, and that he moved his team to Texas A&M. He's left his family and blah, blah, blah. What happens less than 24 hours later?
And you go to
He,
Texas?
he comes out going to Texas because his friend is the
Yeah,
AD there, and he accepted the job to Texas. So then he had to do
yeah.
this half-assed, you know,
Little
apology
apology. Yeah,
that he apologized to the reporter, saying it wasn't fair to him. He was just doing his job, but he, he called you out on it. You
yeah.
know, I think there's a better way to handle it than ridicule him and kind of shame him for asking you know a
Pretty
question.
straightforward
You know,
question. Yeah,
yeah. If you don't want
yeah.
to address it, just say I'm not. I don't want to address it at this time. But don't call him selfish and you know ridicule him in public for it. So
Yeah,
I
I
just thought
agree.
that was
That's ridiculous.
classless. So
Yeah.
um, that's all I got for my list of who's got to be better. Did you have any others?
No,
Oh,
that's it.
if you don't have anything else, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Listen to us on, those directories, whether it be Spotify or, Apple or whoever that you're on. So if you need anything, just reach out. If you want to hear anything different, reach out to us, and we'll always get better each time. All right, guys. Peace out.